I hate the term New Year's resolution. I think it's dumb and stupid. I prefer to actually have a to-do list. So that it's literally just a list of these are the things I'm going to do in today, tomorrow, next week, this year. Instead of just saying, I want to go to the gym more. Because that doesn't really do anything. You go a couple times, you get laughed at a few times, and then you go and eat like Wendy's in your car crying. Not talking from experience. So instead, I make to-do lists, and that's what I'm doing this year. Now, because it's been so busy, I haven't actually finished my list. I like to do 10 normally, and I'm going to share them with you, the 8 that I've constructed so far. And also, keep talking about this throughout the next year and tell you my progress with it. Number 1, I'm going to publish a children's book. And this is something that is going to be doable. This has been something that's been happening behind the scenes. I wrote a kid's story, like a little picture book, 4 or 5 years ago. And unbeknownst to me, not unbeknownst to me, that's the wrong word, I commented on an Andrew Huang, or Songs to Wear Pants 2 video, and this illustrator in the city that I live in contacted me and said, hey, I saw your comment that you mentioned that you're writing this book, I'd love to illustrate it for you. And I was like, whoa, that's awesome, that's crazy. So we've been working on that for the last few months. Hopefully we'll be published sometime in the first few months of 2014. So we'll be able to publish that book, and I'll share that with you when that happens. That's my number 1. I want to get my viewer count to average 300 views per video. I already have just over 300 subscribers, but I would love to grow it so that there is 300 views almost every single time I upload a video. And this is, again, somewhat selfish needs, money. I would literally make like $2 a video if that were to happen, but I just want that engaged audience. If you saw my last video that I did for YouTube News here a few days ago, you'll know part of the reason why. I just want a more engaged audience. And I feel like growing it out so that there's those 300 people that are watching every video, aces, wizard, top shelf for me. I want to kickstart a board game, so like use Kickstarter to do it. My friend and I are already in the developing stages. We have actually constructed a board already using like little paper cutouts and tiles that we've all made. This is an idea that, this is one of my shower epiphanies. I wish that was a euphemism. It's not. I just sometimes get these ideas when I'm in the shower. I'm like, I'd like to develop a board game, because I've been getting more and more into board games recently. Not like so much the clues, and I'm rambling. I want to develop a board game, and my friend and I are creating one, and so I want there to be a time this year where I can just go to Kickstarter and say, this is the board game idea, give us money so we can develop it, and then release it to you. It'll be great. It'll be awesome. I'll keep you again updated when that happens. I want to be able to run a 10K. So something I started this last summer was running a lot more, and I hate every second of it when I'm doing it, but it's good for me because I lost just over 30 pounds, about 35. And now during Christmas, because I haven't been able to go very often, I'm starting to gain some weight back, and I hate it. But that's par for the course. So I want to run a 10K. I want to go out in this summer and be able to run a full 10K and feel accomplished about something. I'm never very much of an athlete growing up, even though I was in football. I want to finish a book. That's my next one. I want to finish a book. I have all these ideas, and I'm trying to get into a rhythm where every morning I like to sit down and do it for about an hour, hour and a half. And it's hard because sometimes I don't, and then I kick myself all day long for it. But I want to finish the story. There's 2 that I have, one being a young adult novel, and the other one being kind of a collection of, not nursery rhymes, but fairy tales. Like modern day fairy tales, though, of my own creation. I want to finish that. And then we'll see what goes on from there. I'd like to shoot a short film, too. I had this idea last summer of this really interesting story, basically starting with this guy on a dirt road, murders this other guy, very gruesome, gross, and then we take the camera, we pan back down this road, and we settle on this couple that are having breakfast, finishing breakfast, and they just start having kind of an inane, common conversation that couples have, all the while we know that that guy is slowly coming towards them. And then we'll see what happens after that. But I want to shoot that this summer sometime with friends. The other one is going to be the hardest one, which is I want to find a significant other. And because I think it's time. I'm going to be turning 31 this year. I was ready to have kids 4 or 5 years ago. and I want to share my life with someone. So that is hard because broadcasting myself, it seems funny. I was about to say, it's hard for me to broadcast myself. That used to be the tagline of YouTube. So it's easy to do that kind of stuff. But to go up to someone and be like, hey, pretty awesome guy right here, is really hard for me to do. And I probably shouldn't do that precisely the way I just said it. Number 8, and again I want to do 10, I just haven't figured out what my next 2 are going to be. But number 8 is I want to do a 5-minute stand-up set. I want to go to one of the local comedy clubs and I want to just get up there and do like a 5-minute comedy routine. Which, I know what you're thinking, why? And my answer to you is, why not? I just want to try it out once and see if I enjoy it. I've always just wanted to do it. I adore stand-up comedy, and I make no grandiose claims I'm going to be amazing at it. Probably won't be if it's my first time, but it's something I really, really want to do. What goals do you have for 2014? What's on your to-do list? I'll keep you updated as the year goes along, and I'll see you next Thursday for another vlog. I've already admitted to my hair loss, to being out of shape, to being half blind, to being unattractive. Has never been to the South, and I have no idea what they sound like, but I've seen movies. So that's close enough.